If you've ever hit a revenue milestone and still felt the pressure, the anxiety, or like you were hustling just to hold it all together, you're not alone. My money mentor is teaching a free 3-day workshop this week to help you break that cycle and build a business that actually feels as good as it looks. Tap the link in the show notes for details. So many high-achieving women I coach hit a wall when they try to scale using someone else's blueprint. In this minisode, I'm sharing how human design helped me trust my natural rhythm and create more impact by doing less, not more. If you've ever questioned your pace or path, this might be the reminder you need. You were never meant to do business like everyone else. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila Botelho podcast. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a mini-sode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. Today, I want to offer you something gentle, something grounded, especially if you're in a season where you've been second-guessing how you do life or business. Because if you're anything like the brilliant women in my community, you probably hold yourself to a really high standard. You care deeply. You want to serve with excellence. And you probably also wonder from time to time, why does it feel like I'm doing it differently than everyone else? That's where human design has given me so much insight and truly so much grace. I first discovered human design a few years ago, and at first I was a bit skeptical. There are so many personality systems out there, and while I love a good tool for self-awareness, I didn't want to fall down another rabbit hole of trying to label myself. But then I started learning about the 5 energy types, and I discovered that I am a manifesting generator with a sacral authority and a 1-3 profile. This may sound like a different language to you, and it did to me too. So I will share a little bit more about this. Something about this combination clicked for me. It wasn't a box. It wasn't a prescription. It was a reminder of what I already knew, just in language I could finally hear. So here's how it works for me. As a sacral manifesting generator, I operate best when I follow what lights me up, not what looks good on paper, not what's trending in the industry, not what someone else is doing successfully. It's that gut level response, that sound that shows up when I'm tuned in. Sacral energy is about response, and I find that to be true in every part of my life. Whether I'm planning a launch, a podcast series, or even a family trip, I need to respond to something to get clarity. So what does that look like in practice? Sometimes I will get into research mode. You'll see me collecting ideas, mapping out potential options, gathering inspiration, just enough to give myself something to respond to. And from there, the clarity flows. It's like I've created a palette of colors, and then I can feel which one is meant to be painted right now. Isn't that cool? If I try to sit down and pull a plan out of thin air, though, I end up really frustrated or drained. And I've learned to give myself time. But when I give myself a buffet of aligned options, that's when the sacral energy turns on and everything clicks into place most of the time. Now let's talk about the 1-3 profile, which I've heard from human design experts describes the 1 as being an investigator. And it's the part of me that craves knowledge and structure before I act. I want to understand the why behind things. I need depth. I'm not someone who jumps into things without doing the inner or outer research. Then there's the 3. Now, some people call this the martyr, but not in a sacrificial way. This element, it's all about learning through experience, trial and error. It's about experimenting, failing forward, adjusting, and then sharing the gold you've gathered with others. When I first learned this, I literally laughed because I thought, this is exactly how I've lived my entire life as a 1-3. Whether it was wellness, nutrition, parenting, or business, I dive deep, test things out in my real life, sometimes mess it up, sometimes stumble onto something great, and then I teach it. Not from theory, but from lived experience. And this is how all of my programs, even the Seasons framework, came to life through lived wisdom. So why am I sharing this with you today? Because we are living in a world, especially online, where it's so easy to compare your pace, your process, or your path to someone else's. And human design, while it's not the only tool, can be a beautiful mirror, and it reminds you that you were never meant to do things like everyone else, that your rhythm, your cycles, your way of deciding is not wrong. For me, this understanding has become part of what I now call my embodied success method, because you can't embody success if you're constantly fighting how you're naturally built. You can't stay consistent in your business if the structure you're using drains your energy. And you can't call in aligned clients if you're not being fully aligned with yourself. So today, I want to leave you with this invitation. If you've been feeling off track or stuck in indecision, or if you've been wondering why your process looks so different from other people's, or maybe even you've been judging yourself for pivoting, shifting, or not doing business in a straight line, I invite you to give yourself a moment to explore your human design, or pull out your chart, even if you've already done it before, and take another look with fresh eyes. Ask yourself some questions. What part of my chart am I resisting that could actually help me thrive? What energy am I trying to override because I think it's wrong? What do I already know about myself that I just need to start trusting again? Because you are your own best experiment. You are your own best guide, and your path to success starts with trusting your way. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next episode. And if this minisode sparked something for you, I would love to hear it. You can tap the text link in the show notes and let me know your human design type. If you've explored it, I would love to hear. And if you want to go deeper into building your business your way, check the show notes for a link to the Embodied Success Meditation and Method. It is a beautiful place to begin. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.